Hey guys, it's Ian Robb, and today I wanted to talk about my thoughts on Surging Sparks. So, usually when I do set analysis, my first impression is it going to be a strong set or a supportive set? What I mean by that is, does a set, when I consider a strong set, is one, for example, like Silver Tempest, where the set has a deck come out of it, like Lugia V-Star, that is so powerful that it warps the format around it. For example, like I said, when Silver Tempest came out, Lugia, best deck by far. Every deck had to at least have a game plan for it, at least have a way to beat the deck. A set I would consider also strong, but a little bit like maybe not the cards themselves, like there wasn't like a Lugia came out, but the cards that came out were powerful enough that made a deck like that powerful was Paldea Evolved back in 2023, where the printing of Iono shifted the format in a direction where decks like Gardevoir EX just became so powerful that people really need to tech for it and have a strong way of beating it, or they were not going to be able to do well. A supportive set is one like Stellar Crown that just came out a couple months ago, where one good deck comes out of it along with some supportive cards. So the one good deck that came out of it was Trap Ghost EX. Some people consider tier 1, tier 2. It's just not that powerful, right? Nothing that is that insane. And it has some other interesting supportive cards like Area Zero, Underdepths that came out of it. So looking at Surging Sparks, I consider it more of a supportive set and actually a little weaker in a supportive set. The decks that are supposed to come out of it that people have been playing online is things like Arc Duraludon, which aren't really all that strong in reality. When looking at a new set and a new deck, the best way to be able to figure out if it's good or not is look at what its stats are. So HP, damage, ability. So like you start to get an idea of like what it does and compare it against other decks that are very similar. So Arc Duraludon, for example, is kind of similar to something like Terapagos, where it has a higher HP as your appeal, because Trapghost has Bouffalant to make it higher HP. Trapghost is a better deck because you get cards like Noctowl and Pidgeot. So while yes, Arc Duraludon has some really cool attributes to it, it's not really all that strong. The only card in the set I would actually consider all strong is Pikachu EX. Its ability makes it so that it's just really hard to deal with for certain decks, and doing 300 damage on a hard to deal with Pokemon is pretty powerful. So the issue with that card is that it isn't an engine by itself. You have to have other things with it so that it actually does something. So, for example, one of the decks that will be able to play it is Lost Zone. So I do think that deck will become strong, but it's really just a supportive piece. You're not going to completely change your deck and warp how it's built to play Pikachu EX. Other than that, I actually think the set is pretty weak overall, and we'll be seeing a very similar meta as what we saw at LAIC and before that. I think that, like I said, a little bit like a supportive set, but a little bit weaker, because the thing is that nothing's really changing. It's just the same decks, but only a little bit better. If you want to play a deck you played before, I think they're all still going to be really strong. The only meta shift that I'm going to predict is I think that Raging Bull is going to fall off a little bit in popularity, and decks like Goldango are going to get propped up a little bit more because of people going back to it, especially if they get it after it getting top 4 at LAIC. Till next time, Ian out.